it's Betsy, and today we have a fun video. We're getting more into my 2020 makeup collection, and today we're going to go over my concealers, setting sprays, and primers. Oh my. Dokey. So as you can see, the container is full because, well, I can't do anything small. So I think we're going to start off with primers. I think that'll be the easiest one to go through, and then we'll go through setting sprays, and then we have concealers. Okie dokie. So the first primer that I have in here, this is the Mcgrath Lab Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Primer. This primer isn't my absolute favorite, and the packaging on it makes it feel super cheap. I mean, it is a pretty, like, you can't even tell that I put that on there. It has a nice feel to it, but it's nothing super special. And then if you look at this packaging, it's like looks like someone glued construction paper to this. And for the price that I paid for this, I expect more. I mean, come on, Pat. Let's get it together. Now, most things from Mcgrath, they feel extremely luxurious. This was not it, sis. Okay. Next up, this is one of the newer ones to my collection, and this is the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter in the shade number 3, light medium, and I could have gone a shade darker, but you know, this works under whatever I'm using. So as you can see, it just gives a really beautiful glow to the skin, and it kind of blurs everything. So I really enjoy this primer, but I haven't used it a whole lot yet. Next up is, this is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Primer. I love this one. I love anything that's extra moisturizing. Even though I have really normal skin, one thing that I have realized is, especially on my aging skin, because I'm no spring chicken anymore, I'm 37 years old. And let's not get it twisted, I do get Botox. I get Botox in my forehead, which is typically 19 units. And 11 of those units go into these 2 wrinkles right here, because those are my most deep set wrinkles. And then the rest are scattered out just on my forehead. That's all I get done. I'm not to say that I won't ever get anything else done, but you know, it is what it is. But, you know, under my eyes are not the smoothest anymore. You know, I've got wrinkles on my eyelids and all that kind of stuff. And I know that there are ways to fix them, but using a primer that has a lot of moisture in it really helps my makeup set better, at least in my personal opinion. Like, I don't feel like things settle into my lines as much, and I mean, you can see my lines don't look overly pronounced because I use a lot of moisturizing products, or at least that's what it does for my skin. So this one is a good one. I mean, you can see it just has, it brings in a lot of moisture to the skin. So I really like that one, and it's almost empty. But I have other ones that I need to go through and use too. Next up, this is the Tatcha Silk Canvas, the liquid one. I used to have the, like, one in the pan, and I used it all up, which I'm glad, but I like the liquid one better. And again, it is a really good moisturizing base. This feels, honestly, so much better than the ColourPop one, but the ColourPop one is so much more affordable. But if I were going to recommend what I love to use all the time, the Tatcha one is probably my top primer. But I don't have a lot of primers. Once I find a few that I like, I kind of stick with them. Next up, this is the Hydrating Primer by Fenty. This is, again, it's hydrating. You kind of see a theme of what I use. And it feels good on the skin. I like it. It would probably be number 2 for my hydrating primers. It has a really nice feel to it. And then probably the ColourPop number 3. Okay, then we have, this is the Instant Retouch Primer by Fenty as well. I don't think I've used this one yet. This is like their matte finish one because I have so many. Well, I really don't have a lot of primers. What am I saying? But yeah, I mean, it feels nice. I don't know if it's matte or not, but I will use it. I mean, I have no issue using up primers. None whatsoever. Instant Retouch and Hydrating. They look almost identical. So as you can see, the Hydrating is more pink, just in case you're wondering. And then last but not least, this is the Rare Beauty Illuminating Primer. Again, it's another moisturizing primer. It's really nice. And this gives a glow. So the two that give my skin the most glow that I have are these two. So the Hollywood Flawless Filter by Charlotte Tilbury and the Rare Beauty. So I really like those, but my number one is the Tatcha because I'm bougie. But the one I use the most often because it is affordable is the ColourPop. But I mean, it is still a good primer, don't get me wrong. I really like it. Okay, so next up are setting sprays. So one that I love and that I'm using right now is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh. I like things that are hydrating. It really helps, especially when I'm indoors a lot. It really helps keep my skin feeling fresh. So I like this one. I like it enough that whenever I was ordering from ColourPop the last time, or the second to last time, or no, the third to last time, because, you know, ColourPop you order and it takes forever for things to come in. I ordered a backup of it because I was almost through with it, okay? Then we have, this one is the Fenty Beauty. Again, I love the mister on it. I'm gonna sit here and spray myself all day long with setting sprays. This has a really good mister and it smells good. And this is, again, a more hydrating, much more hydrating setting spray. Then we have a mini of the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. Did you hear that sprayer? It is much harsher, but again, I like, as I said, cannot get over a hydrating setting spray. Now this is the Catrice Prime and Fine Dewy Glow Fixing Spray. Now the Taylor, or now it's Taylor Wynn on YouTube, love her to death, has recommended this. It is so inexpensive. The sprayer is a little harsh. I mean, you're just seeing me getting glowier and glowier by the spray. But this is a really good one. I do like this one. And it's inexpensive. I think this is like $3. $3. This one is like 14. I think this one was 20 for the mini. And I think the Fenty one's like 30. I can't remember. Then we have the Rare Beauty Setting Spray. So one thing I'll show you about this is, you see how it's like separate? I don't know if the camera's gonna pick that up or not, but you have to shake it up. Now, as much as I like the Rare Beauty primer, I'm not the biggest fan of the setting spray, but I will continue to use it till it's gone, because setting sprays, again, you can use them for more than just setting your makeup. This is the Ciate Vacay. This came in a BoxyCharm. I haven't used it yet, so I can't tell you anything about it. Then we have the Cover FX High Performance Setting Spray. This is one of my favorite misters. I haven't tried this version yet, but I used to have the Illuminating one and I really liked it, so I have that. Next up, this is the Beauty Bakery Sweet Grace Baking Spray. Now this has the best mister. See that? And it smells like candy. It smells so good. And it's really nice too. I like that one a lot. Then we have, this is MAC Fix Plus All Day Hydrating Primer with Vitamin C. Again, you see a trend. I like hydration. Hydration, hydration, hydration. Even though I don't have dry skin. But to me, I think that's one of the things that helps my skin look so good, is that I do keep it like overly hydrated, you know. And then last but not least, this is a little mini of the Beauty Blender Redo setting spray. Again, it's hydrating. Hydrating, hydrating, hydrating. I think I will, for the most part, if it's got a good mister and it's hydrating, I'll pretty much love any setting spray, just to let you know. I mean, that's one of those things like I'm not super picky about, is setting spray. I know some people are, but for me, you know, it's like whatever. Okay, next up are concealers. And there are some that I love in here, and then some that you can take it or leave it. So, the Boeing Creaseless Concealer, they lie. It creases on me so bad, but I'm going to use it up. Okay, that's what that looks like. And when I say they lie, whenever I'm talking about a product, if you love the product, that is perfectly fine. It is okay for us to have differences of opinions on products. I look so darn shiny right now. It's not even funny from all those dewy setting sprays. But we do not have to like the same things. So next up is the Fenty Pro Filter. I've only used this once, but it has really beautiful coverage. I liked it when I used it. Again, I'm just trying to use up some others. Then I have, this is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define concealer. It's really nice. It is super duper pale. So whenever I'm wearing either a lighter foundation or I'm wearing a concealer that is too dark for a foundation, I mix this one in. And I have two of those because I bought them when they were on sale at Ulta. So one's not open, one is, so that way I don't waste it. Let's see. Then we have the Aborn To Glow by NYX. Did not really like this at all. I went off the recommendation of Angelica Nyquist, but it's just not the formula that I like, honestly. And that, again, that's okay. And I have a lighter shade and a darker shade. I bought the darker shade so I could kind of bronze with, and then the lighter shade to conceal with. Concealers, again, are one of those things that I always have trouble picking the shade because my skin, I feel like for me, it's so hard to find things that work, okay? Then we have the Urban Decay Stay Naked in CP3. I really like the finish of this concealer. I used up a lighter one. This is almost like a foundation color on me. So we'll hold on to it, but it's pretty good. As you can see, I don't really keep a whole lot of concealers open. Now this is one of my holy grail tried and true. This is the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Concealer, and I have two shades. I have light 5 and light medium 14. And I will mix these, again, depending on where I'm at in my tan journey for the year. But that is light 5, and this has the best coverage. And then this is light medium 14. So I can either mix them together or I can take and use them on their own, depending on what foundation I am wearing. But these are glass packaging. Now, this is the type of packaging Pat McGrath gets right. This is bougie as all hell. I mean, like, this is it, hun. This ain't. So, I'm super excited for these. I can't wait for Pat McGrath because I pretty much have a full face of Pat McGrath. We need setting spray, and we need bronzer, and we need blush. I cannot wait for those things to come out. And when they do, I will be a very, very happy camper. Next up, this is the Beauty Blender Concealer in 2.4 Olive. Did this? I think it went bad. Well, I think this is, well, I think it's because it's at the very bottom. If you see where I'm rubbing, I have pretty much used this up. So it's kind of, yeah, see it's kind of separated. So that one's gonna be gone, but I do really like this formula. I will probably pick up another one after I am finished with a couple of other concealers. But that's going in the empties bin. So next up, this is a sample of the Tarte I haven't even tried this. Feels nice. I don't think it has enough coverage for me though. I'm gonna set that to the side and I'll probably give that to my mother-in-law. She'll like that one. So that one can go. Then we have 2 shades from Rare Beauty. I have this shade 230N, which is like my under eye concealer. Looks like that, works really well. And then I also have this shade 420N, which I bought to like bronze my face, which looks like that. So I like both of these, they're really good. And I do like to do that, if you can't tell, to use a concealer as a bronzer sometimes, because it typically blends in really well. Okay, next up we have, this is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Away Liquid Concealer in the shade 5.5. Now I bought this when I did my full face of Charlotte Tilbury, and the one problem that I have with this is the 5.5 concealer is beautiful. Like the finish on it is stunning, but the shade is deeper than my 7.5 foundation. So I have to use this with a foundation that is darker. So this works with like the foundation I'm wearing today, which is the Huda Beauty Stick Foundation. That is an excellent, excellent foundation. Now, this is like my all-time drugstore concealer. This is the Maybelline Age Rewind in the shade Neutralizer. It has beautiful coverage. I hate the packaging on it, but it has beautiful coverage and it just works. I have went through so many of these in my lifetime, it is not even funny. And I always, always, always have that one going. Okie dokie. Next up, this is the Fenty Beauty. This is the Bamboo Concealer. I really haven't used that enough. I mean, it doesn't have bad coverage. I need to use that more. But that's typically not the way I like to use concealer, especially under my eyes. But that might work as like a highlighting stick, like without the shine to it, you know what I mean? Then we have the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Concealer, and this is the shade Light 60N, which looks like this. I like this concealer as well. It has a beautiful coverage, and I love a good hydrating concealer. I prefer hydrating to matte, I mean, if you can't tell. And then last but not least, this is another new one to my collection. This is the Nars Creamy Matte Concealer, or Soft Matte Concealer, in the shade Custard. This just really blends into the skin. This is great for using for spot concealing on me. So that's what I typically use this little pot concealer for. Like if I've got a breakout going or anything like that, kind of like I do here, but I didn't do that. But I should have. So we were able to get rid of some. I think I'm gonna go ahead and declutter these to give them to my mother-in-law and see if she wants to use them. Because there's no point in holding on to concealer. If I don't really love it, I'm not gonna use it. So, and I think I'm gonna give her one of these too, because again, I need to use what I've got open. So, I got rid of a few products. Not many, more concealers than anything. But that is my complete concealer, setting spray, and primer collection. As you can see, I have a few. I don't really have a whole lot of primers. I only have 7 primers, which for me is not the worst. Setting sprays I got a ton of, but I don't feel like setting sprays really go bad, and you can use setting sprays for whatever you want. I'm just gonna sit here and do this all day. But if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button right down below. And if you hit the notification bell icon next to it, that will notify you when I post new videos, which for the month of December, I'm trying to post a new video every single day. And I've got a lot planned because I'm trying to do all of my collection videos, which will take forever. Okay, but I guess that's it. So we'll see y'all later. Bye.